Hello everyone, and welcome to the first devlog of our untitled 2D turn-based RPG game. Yeah, we still haven't figured out a name yet, but the working title is Project Lunaris, so that's what I'll be referring to the game as going forward. My team and I started working on this project about a month ago, and we wanted to document everything and share online. So not only do we have a way to keep track of all the progress we're making, but also you guys can see the game being built from ground up. While we were brainstorming for ideas to spice up this turn-based game, we realized that there's not enough gambling in role-playing games these days. And no, I'm not talking about the predatory kind, I'm talking about the random attack kind of gambling. Doesn't make any sense right now, but let me explain. When you enter a battle, you receive the attack skills at random, and so does the enemy. You may get a fire attack that you can use to give a burn effect to the enemy, but your enemy may have gotten a water attack that they can use to counter the burn debuff. And if you're unlucky, they might use the fire attack on you, and you may not have the water attack to counter the burn damage. But don't worry, all the attacks have different buffs and debuffs, so there is a way to win battles with tactics. If you use up all the abilities and the enemy is still alive, the attacks will reset. However, it will be the same as the ones you got at the beginning of the battle, which helps keeping a strategic consistency. But that's not the only gambling part. We have a gacha mechanism for pulling a new element using the in-game currency. Replace any of the existing elements in your arsenal. Honestly, that sounds really fun on its own, but it gets better. Players will be able to use the in-game currency to combine two elements to create a new one, which would be extra powerful and have unique buffs and debuffs, which in some cases might even affect the players as well. We wanted to keep it up to only two elements for now to keep it simple. However, you can combine four elements of any type together to create the ultimate power we like to call the nth element. A bit too on the nose, maybe? But yeah, that is what we have so far. It has been an absolute nightmare to balance all these abilities to keep the gameplay fair, but fun. And I mean, of course, we'll understand it much better once we have an actual working prototype. So you should hit the subscribe button if you want to see how that turns out. Turn-based games have a seemingly simple combat system, which opens up room for more out-of-the-pocket ideas and allows us to focus more on telling a good story. Project Lunaris is about a young and brash technomancer named Caleb. They are a non-binary rabbit-like creature, or as I like to call it, non-binary. Well, anyways, as I was saying, Lunaris was invaded by an alien species who is looking for the special rare element called the nth element, which is supposedly the most powerful thing in the entire universe. And it is up to the young technomancer to use their skills with the help of some friends they will make along the way to save their world. By the way, that is not Caleb. That is just something I put together in Photoshop to communicate my vision with our really talented 2D artist, Anna. She brought the character to life and did Caleb justice with this really cute pixel art. Caleb is a loudmouth, really hot-headed, and an annoying teenager, which I think really fits their style. They also have a cybernetic eye because they lost it during the attacks of invasion when they were just a baby. Caleb is raised by their adopted grandma, Serenus, who taught Caleb to listen to their heart and always do the right thing. Oh, and here are some other character designs made by Anna. While we're on the subject of art, we wanted to build this world inspired by the tilt-shift technique in cinematography, which makes the real-life scenarios look like miniature models. Ironically, this effect was used in the film Game Night to evoke the feeling of a game board come alive, which now in turn we are using to make a video game. That came full circle. But enough from me. My teammate Sumin has a lot to say about the 3D art that she's been working on, so I'll let Sumin take over for now.
I'd like to show what art style we're working on and how I am making them. Before we started this new project of our studio, we ran several tasks to determine the gamer style we would like to create. We have an amazing area programmer Marcelo and a great 3D artist Anna. Therefore, we decided to go with an art style that combines pixel art and 3D world. Among other candidates, there was one that included a shader that pixelated the entire screen. But as you can see, the shader blurs the sprite, so we decided to make 3D models pixelated. 2 weeks into the project, here's what I do to build my 3D models and textures. I created textures with Substance Designer. I made it thinking about the way it looks when converted to 3D. I pixelated them in 2 ways. First, I resized the textures with the node tile sampler in Substance Designer. It is simpler and it allows you to change all the textures in the file itself. I used the parameter to control the texture resizing size, but it blurs some details compared to another method. Second, I used Photoshop to resize. I used nearest neighbor setting in the image size and changed the size to 256 pixels. Then I resized it to 2K again to use a good quality. I made low poly models with 3D Max and Unwrapped UV. Especially, I tried to make every part modular so I can make different types of houses. Then I textured it in Substance Painter. Since it'll be pixelated, I tried to give bigger and clearer details. Then I imported the textures to Photoshop and resized it. I ran some tests with teammates' feedback. Currently, I'm working on the first level. This is just an example scene of the textures and models I made. Look at the cute ghost. I can't wait to see the first level. Please look forward to our new project.
Well, that's it, folks. Hit the like button if you're excited to see how the game turns out. We will try to upload a vlog every week, and we are also working on some tutorials right now if you're interested in learning about game development, which you can find right here. So you should hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon so you don't miss out on our future uploads. Also, let us know in the comments what you think about the game so far. We are also open to suggestions for the name of the game, by the way, so feel free to leave any suggestions if you have. There's a link to our Discord channel in the description below if you want to join and get more updates, as well as meet some really cool people on there. And you can also follow us on Instagram for more updates and content. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one.